Okay, welcome to another episode on Football with Ikram, and today we have the usual guests, Nabil, and today we have a new and special guest, Basit from On The Go podcast. He is an Arsenal fan. Today he is going to give us his insights on the few games that he might have watched on Arsenal, what he thinks about the team, and drop a few banter here and there, to make it a bit lively, So yeah, match week 17, a lot of shock results. Some not as shocking, some very shocking. And I think we're going to start with the Villa Man City match. We don't usually go through every match, but we just try to talk about the games that we saw. And we'll start with the Aston Villa Man City match. And I think I'll start this time and say it wasn't a surprise that the scoreline was like that, because in my predictions, I predicted them to win 2-0. But, Nabil, you predict them to win 2-1. So that was like, right, it's the nail on the head. Like, you should start, being like a sporty bet ambassador or something like that. But yeah, there wasn't any surprises except, the performance of Aston Villa was just really good. Like, compared to the United game against City, like they took the game to them. We also took the game to them, but it was just more fluid. They were connecting more passes, and again, City were just horrible. And I don't know what it is that makes them play this bad, and it definitely can't solely be on just them missing Roger in the team. Or what do you think, Basit?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be on the podcast on your platform, and I really appreciate for your accepting me to join.
For sure.
Well, regarding the Man City game, when I saw the fixture list for the weekend, I'm like, the fixture list is not covering Man City in glory at all at the moment, because they're facing tough matches right now. They're not really lucky with the fixtures at the moment. But looking at the game, in the first few seconds, it was just a mistake from Guardiola, and Aston Villa was in, and that's really just that played the part to how the game turned out. Honestly, two quick corners and all, and I think City, the issue they're having at the moment is that they are struggling with ideas. That's the way I see it. I think they're struggling with ideas. Pep is still doing the same thing, but trying to use different personnel. I think that's what he's struggling to do. You understand? So I think that's the issue they're having at the moment, because
I wanted to say that, like, one of the key strengths that we know Pep to have is that he knows how to adapt when there's issues. I mean, I'm not sure it was the forefront starter of the 3-1-6 formation, but he was the one that started playing Bernardo Silva and Foden on like left wing back, right wing back, just so that he can overload the final third of their opposition. So he knows how to tweak and change formations, and for some reason, either he is not tweaking it as much as he does, or he is just out of ideas.
No, the thing is that the standard is high, is increasing every season, and the standard right now from the mid-table teams and lower bottom sides are really high now, and you can see the likes of Rodgers against them. Even Watkins didn't start, and they still played well. You understand? So I think it's the issue of the standards are high, and what they have at the moment, cities, they are struggling with injuries. Not like they're struggling with injuries, but they have a lot of players that they've played a lot of matches in the past 2-3 seasons. And you look at Arsenal, for example, we have Saka that's injured. You said that the fixtures is just overwhelming to what Pep demands. And I think that's what is happening. So they can't just deliver on the high standard they've done in the past 4-5 years. So I think that's the issue they're having.
But one win in like 11.
That's a sackable run, a very sackable run. But he has done.
But they just renewed his contract.
He has done a lot
during the sackable run.
Yeah, yeah. But Nabil, do you have anything to add from what we've said about the City game?
Yeah, basically, as during our predictions last week, we already knew, like, for the first time in more than 10 years, it has become like normal to expect City to lose. And that is like, it is wild. Even saying it out loud, it's wild. And I
Brings
also
joy
like
to
to
my heart.
mention, he just mentioned Guardiola making an error.
Hmm.
And I've been
Hmm.
putting fantastic player, but then this season, or let's say starting from that FA Cup match, he has become
Hmm.
this kind of footballer that you kind of, you're hoping he doesn't have that error that particular day, because it's like it's becoming a normal thing for him now.
For
Like, he
him.
might play
Hmm.
well, but like you just have this moment of like, is it lack of focus, I'll call it, or something. And then the worst thing is he's a defender. And then when a defender makes an error, it's usually disastrous.
Yeah.
Almost instantly you're conceding. And then for the past couple of games, almost every time he messes up, they concede. So yeah, he needs to do something about that. Maybe move him back to centre back where he belongs, or because he's incredible at left back, but like he needs to do something about that as well.
Or do you
And then
think
I don't
moving to that John Stones role of always
exactly,
overlapping,
because he
not
can
even
definitely
overlapping,
do it.
just going through the middle and joining the attack, because
Yeah,
he has shown that he is a okay goal scorer for a defender. So
yeah, very
you
capable,
might as well put
very
him forward.
technical as well. Yeah, and I'd also like to touch, like, I don't want to give Pep the excuse of injuries, to be honest, because like they have like one of the most expensive squads in the world.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was a time we used to say their bench was better than a lot of 11s. So like I don't
Yeah.
think, yeah, obviously you're without the best player in the world, but you're still one of the best teams in the world, one of the best squads in the world, under the best manager in the
Hmm.
world. You should not go on a 12 game one win run. Like it's not done with majority of
Yeah.
the games being losses. So like
Agreeable.
I think Pep, I don't know. I think he's just overwhelmed because like he hasn't been in this situation before in his career ever, and he's panicking. That's what I'll call it.
Yeah,
He has lost
and
control.
the scratches thing is not even a good look at
So
Yeah,
all.
he's
I need
panicking. He
to
has
chip
lost
in
control.
something when you're done. And we
Yeah, I'm
can.
done.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So honestly, regarding that, it's not the injury per se, but look at a good example. Roger had an injury against Arsenal,
Hmm.
out for the season. Coincidentally, 2 3 games after, Kovacic had a month's injury, and immediately after that injury, the run started. The run of not winning games and losing. And I think Kovacic's first game was against Aston Villa, and I'm not sure he played against Manchester United. So I think
No, he did.
you
He came
can't.
on. He came on against us, I think.
He came on, so
Yeah, he came on
he's
from
not
the
yet
top.
there. He's not
Yeah.
yet there in terms of fitness. So you can see that, and a lot of things are playing out regarding the 115 charges they have. So they were really conscious of the kind of deals they made in the
Yeah.
summer. And regarding that, I think that's a big mistake they made for them to allow the likes of Alvarez to go without a replacement and all that.
Yeah,
So I don't think what we say about, we used to say Man City squad and subs were first 11 for other teams, but right now in the past 2 seasons, I think they struggled and they have allowed key players go, the likes of Palmer, Rogers, for example, too. So I think
mm,
it's a mixture of bad decisions, basically, and
yeah,
bad luck.
yeah. Can I touch on something real quick before like we move on? So yeah, I understand like there's a lot of fixtures, there's a lot of pressure on them, but my own point is it has to do with how they are losing. Like against Sporting Lisbon, they
Hmm.
scored a goal, they played the City way, they dominated, but tons of missed chances, sometimes poor decision making, and they lost that match. Against United as well, they scored a goal first, 3 minutes towards the end of the match, and they capitulated. Poor decision
Yeah.
making. Like it's how they are
And to
losing
be
that is the
honest,
problem
the
for me.
Ajax goal could have been prevented. I don't even know
Yeah,
Yeah.
what
both
happened
goals,
on
to
the
be
day.
honest.
So the goals could have been prevented, but the thing about City is the key to City is how they don't defend with deep players. They don't defend with too much players. Most times when they defend, they play with a two defender, two centre backs, and Rodri staying in the last line of their defense when they are pressing and trying to regain the ball. So I think the issue is that when they lose possession, they are wide open in the midfield without Rodri is the one that makes technical fouls without yellow cards and all those things. So it's not there. So immediately the ball they get countered on, they are easily passed, that they pass their midfield easily. So
Yeah.
that's the issue they are having. And also, Edison is not covering himself in glory at all. He's very bad at the moment. The goal against they considered the last goal against Manchester United, it could have been prevented, as you said, a bad decision to commit to come out. And also the shot that Ahmad played was not pacey enough. It wasn't hard enough. There was
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
it
decision
wasn't. Yeah,
made from the
exactly.
defense. So I think it's just bad luck, bad decision making. Everything is just going against them at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's good to see at the end of the day, we have been there for the past 2 seasons. It's
100%.
good. We need
100%
new
it
we
is.
need new champion.
No, we need the traditional top four back. That's what it is. But unfortunately, United is not even. It seems they are not interested.
No, no,
Clearly,
no,
they're not
So,
interested.
speaking of
we'll come back
Just
to them.
playing
traditional
games.
top
My
four,
plate is full on top of that case at the moment. I'm waiting. When we
We're
move on.
playing. We're playing
speaking
checkers when
of
everyone else is playing chess. We don't
nah,
know
it's
what
not
we're
even
doing.
done. So speaking of traditional top four, so I didn't watch the Arsenal's game, but like, what would you say about the Arsenal game?
Yeah.
Nabil, did you watch the Arsenal game?
I missed it. I was a bit occupied.
Yeah, I missed it as well. I didn't watch the Arsenal game, but Kenny is here to, help us analyze. So,
Yeah.
just give us a few things because I have a few questions I want to ask you, as an
Okay,
Arsenal fan.
regarding the
So, yeah.
game, it started in a very nervy way. You know, Arsenal dominated the first 5 minutes, and the way we played was just similar to what we've been doing in the past few seasons. But it's just that like we had issues. We've been having issues with goal scoring in the past two,
Mhm.
3 games, and it seems like Jesus is back in form. He needs to be back in form. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
Jesus
I don't
back
know
in
if it's
form
because
just
I don't
before
know.
Christmas.
What did he say?
He took the Anteramota bands to heart.
No, no.
I said Jesus
I
back
think
in form right before Christmas.
no. I think the issue is there's been rumor that he might be leaving January, going for a
Okay.
striker Arsenal. So I think that might probably ginger him to start performing. And the kind of goals he has scored in the past 2 games, the 5 goals he scored, you could see that usually Jesus is outside the box when he's playing for Arsenal. But these 2 games, you find him in the right spot. And when the chances come, he's not rushing it, or he's not taking too much extra touch. He makes his decision right. So I think we dominated the first 5 minutes. We scored and just after that, 6 minutes or so, we scored with a clean goal from Jesus. But with the kind of midfield we played, Partey is not a breaker, just like Rice. And we started Havertz and Odegaard in the midfield. So Havertz is not going to run back the way we are going to have probably Merino or Rice
Eh,
in the team.
Can I ask
So
you a quick question?
yeah,
Okay, do you maybe think it's down to because you played Crystal Palace midweek as well, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's down to Crystal Palace not just being able to handle Jesus. Because for someone that has barely scored anything and just to play the same team twice
Like,
and score 5 goals, or how many goals is that? Is shocking.
So no, the issue is that since the start of the season, Arteta has struggled with how we are attacking. We are too reliant on Saka's wing, and that's the right hand
And
side
set pieces.
for attack. We are very dependent on it because the connection between Havertz, Saka, Timber, and Odegaard, 3 or 4 of them, they are really connecting together. So they know how to interchange. But with Jesus in the striker position, we are able to probably play to Martinelli's strength or Trossard's strength, and also Odegaard won't depend on going to the right hand side to push and penetrate into the midfield, like penetrate passes through the midfield into the attacking position. If you see
yeah,
the two
breaking
goals,
that
2 or 3
defense. Yeah,
goals, the 3 goals he scored against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup,
Yeah.
you could see the passes he made were penetrating midfield passes into the not into the channels but into the midfield, into the middle of the pitch, and that's what created the goals. And that's quite similar to I think one of his goals in the Crystal Palace game. So I think
yeah.
it's a mixture of tactical change and I think we dominated that game. Just we considered after the first goal due to silly mistakes from our centre backs. Saliba and Gabriel have not made their best this season, and I think he showed in that game. So we claimed the goal, the lead just immediately after they equalized too. So and since then we dominated. And Raya made some couple of saves, some big saves when the game was on 2-1 and also 3-1. So that saves just those saves just change the pattern of the game
Yeah,
for us. And once
that's good. Well, I mean, yeah, as usual, I won't pray or hope that Arsenal wins any game, but you guys are just good enough.
Sorry, which fan are you?
It's almost inevitable.
Sorry, which
Well,
fan?
the question that I wanted to ask was,
Sorry, you can ask the question, but which fan are you? Sorry, I need to confirm.
United. I suppose United.
United. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't even need to ask me. You know.
My plate is full. Let's go.
We're shameless here. We'll eat. Don't worry. But if Arteta doesn't win a trophy this season, would you still be Arteta in or Arteta out?
Okay, the other truth is immediately after Bournemouth's game, my mind was like, I think he can't do it for us, and I think we need to move on. But
Wow.
yeah, immediately after Bournemouth's game away, when we lost 2-0, I think the decision making in the game was poor. So so when we lost that,
can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
But like, do you think Pep is currently in a situation where the manager is just too good to consider sacking? You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Pep is literally that guy. Now, do you think Arteta coming in and doing what he has done with Arsenal is not that remarkable that you could say we could do without Arteta? Arteta should go, and then our players will do the work. Like, do you think Arsenal is that good?
I didn't get the last part of the question. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, like, do you think Arsenal is that good to say, I think Arteta can win us anything and he should be going? Like, do you really think Arsenal is that good of a team?
No, the honest truth is that the question actually meant to be, are there managers out there that will deliver that trophy in the same pattern of style we're playing?
Or are there managers like that available at the moment?
At the moment, the answer is no. And that's why you see how Chelsea struggle to get managers, how United have struggled to have a balance of a squad or manager. So the issue is Arteta has the belief, he has the love for Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan. So I don't think, the issue is also the lack of luck on our side and also taking the chances when we need to. So I feel he's going to do it. But I feel he's going to win trophies this season, at least one or two. I feel he's going to do it. The title is not yet done. To me, I don't think it's done yet. So I think he's going to deliver. I think he's going to deliver a trophy this season. Be it a cup or permanently, I don't know yet. But I know.
But if he doesn't win anything this season, do you think you should let him go in the summer?
No, I don't think so. The honest truth, I don't think so.
Well.
Just for the sake of there aren't any other managers.
And no, not because of that. Because honestly speaking, when we look at the top Europe sides, like in the Premier League, for example, not in terms of trophies won, because we can bring it on board and say, okay, Ten Hag got 2 trophies, but it's nowhere near as good as Arteta. That's just the honest truth. So we can go by a trophy easily and just say, okay, we need to deliver a trophy. But where Arsenal was, and I'm sure Nabil can confirm this, that a few years when we discussed about Arsenal last, I'm sure the confidence in me now is totally different with what we were the past few years. So where he brought us from to where we are now, I don't think I'm not ashamed to say, even if we don't win a trophy, I want him out. No,
yeah, that's what I was trying to
I want
get
him to stay.
Yeah, because the level of domination, he has brought, and like he has really proven it. Trophy aside, like obviously he hasn't won anything, and that will always count against him. But the kind of domination he has brought, like the team he has built,
and honestly,
I will give him that little bit of respect.
Yeah, honestly, you're right, because on a good day, Arsenal will have had 2 trophies in the hand in the past 2 years. Well, it's just that we are against a very top team. Even with Klopp, how good Klopp was, he could deliver just once, and it was during the pandemic year. So you can imagine You can imagine. So it's a tough thing to do. And coincidentally, when City are off form this season, certainly out of the title race, it's just coincidental that we have a lot of injuries and combination of bad decision from Arteta. So I think that's the issue. But I'm sure he will deliver us the Premier League and also probably the Champions League before we sack him.
All
Before he
right,
goes.
all right.
Because coaches are
he
hard to
didn't even
find
calm
now.
down at
Coaches
Premier
are
League.
hard to find.
He said,
Coaches
and
are hard to
Champions
find.
League.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. You know why I said so? You know why I
Why is
said
that?
so? I watched the Champions League last season. The level of Champions League has dropped. As much as Madrid won the Champions League last season, they didn't play their best to that. That's the next truth.
I won't say it has dropped. I said it's because of this new format that people are trying to manage their teams properly. Okay, so you are playing 8 games, and you have the chance of playing top teams every single game. It's not the same
Yeah.
one where you play somebody from Azerbaijan or somebody from Ukraine
Yeah.
or somebody from.
Yeah.
So is that they are managing it, but I believe that by the time it gets to the knockout stages, like it will start getting that intense and that
Yeah.
important, and teams will prioritize it more. Now teams are managing. Okay, I'm going to play PSG next, and I'm going to play Ghent or Pauk is in Europa League, or
Yeah.
maybe
But
Salzburg now. Yeah, or say I'm going to play Salzburg now. So okay,
yeah.
let me use a weaker team against
Yeah, let me
Salzburg.
rotate.
Play my league and then use a strong team for
But I need you
for
to
Madrid,
know
something like
something
that.
about that Champions League format.
Mm.
It's a bit favorable for majority of the participants. And the reason why I said so is because if Arsenal was in the way we entered the Champions League this season, probably if we're using the old format, we'll probably be against probably maybe a Porto in our own league, in our own table. We have probably
Your
Porto,
group.
probably young boys, probably
Mm.
one small team again. So we are not testing ourselves. So when we get into the knockout stages, the tough matches become like favorable to the bigger sides. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, and I think that's the difference with this Champions League. You face the top sides, of the best, and you be like,
Mm.
okay, if you qualify, then you end it. Arsenal being in third position in the Champions League is a reflection of one of the best teams, top 5
Yeah.
best teams in Europe, and that's just the honest truth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
just
agree
what I
with you.
said. I
But
think that's
things
it.
change with injuries that come into play,
Yeah,
how
exactly.
serious teams take the games, the form of the
Yeah.
team also. So it's football. As much as we try to do our own silly predictions,
Yeah.
we do our best and we don't usually get it right. So
Yeah.
with that, I think we'll now go to the United Bournemouth game. I didn't watch the
Okay,
Chelsea
is that the only
Everton game.
question you have?
Eh?
Is that the only question you have?
Yeah, that was the only question that I have. That was the only
Okay,
question I
that's
have.
cool.
Like Nabil proceeded to grill you more. So I'll just allow it. Other times I'll come up with more
Exactly.
things to run my agenda. Don't worry.
Yeah, no problem.
So I didn't get to watch the Everton Chelsea's game, but I wasn't surprised by that scoreline as well.
I
Seeing
was
how
expecting
Everton
that
have been
from
playing like recent weeks, like they won't be able to beat them down. I even predicted them to win, and they were
Yeah.
close to that. It was just that Sanchez made like a very good save. So
Yeah.
so it
Chelsea is not a
was.
super team. They are just lucky at the moment. Don't worry.
They have a good run of. They
Nah.
have a good run of games.
No,
Nah.
Nothing that you won't
do you know why I
expect them
said
Like,
to
so?
win.
Do you know why I
why did
said
you
so?
say so?
Why?
Why I said so? Chelsea are in the position where Arsenal was in the first season we competed. Nobody expected us to compete for the trophy. We are expected to compete for the top 4. Coincidentally, in the last 10 games, we are ahead with probably 8 points. Do you understand? So
Hmm.
that's what Chelsea is. We're not expecting to
Yeah, I mean,
compete for
Nabil, to
the
be
trophy.
fair, in our
So they are
predictions, we didn't predict Chelsea to finish in the
coincidentally
top
are
five.
in this position,
Yeah.
and it's just how football works. They were going to panic and they will drop,
But
and
you see, the thing
that's what
is,
happened against Everton.
yeah, you see, the thing is, you said you don't think Chelsea is a top team, but I would disagree with you on that one. Because how they play, I do believe that they're a top team. Obviously,
You didn't
against the
watch.
top 6, No, I missed this one as well. I was a bit occupied,
Did
and
you watch
I think I was
Arsenal?
watching the United game. But like, sorry, let me just finish this one first. Sorry.
Okay.
So the thing is, I watched them against like the top six. Like I've seen them against tough, like good teams. Yeah, against United, a poor United. I've seen them against City this season. I've seen them against Arsenal as well. What did they play against you guys again? Please, can you remind me?
A
1-1.
draw.
Yeah.
A
It was the
lucky
draw as
draw.
well. Yeah, so like
A
I've
lucky
noticed
draw.
that they are not particularly great against the big sides. As we mentioned the last week, Ikram, they found their level in Conference League. But yeah, they're
And
not
that's
particularly
where
great. They're not particularly great against big sides, but like against those lesser teams,
Mm.
they play really well. Like you can see what Maresca is trying to do, and it's by next season it will be even better than this. I hope it won't be, but it would be better than this. So I do
but
think
did you
they're a good
watch
team.
Brentford's game with them?
Yes, I did. I watched that one.
The coincidental thing I'm trying to say now is that on a good day, Brentford wins
Yeah,
that game, or they draw, the game ends up as a draw.
I
So the
agree.
point
Brentford
I'm
is a very good
making is
side.
that the point I'm saying is that at the moment things are going in their favor, but for when it gets to a point whereby they notice that okay, there are people are actually on them and expecting them to actually go and claim that trophy or claim that
Yeah,
spot, they will panic because they are not
you,
experienced.
yes, same reason why you have wallowed. But the thing is, you're putting them and Arsenal in the same boat. You see,
No,
the
no,
thing
I'm
is,
not putting them in the same boat. I'm putting Chelsea's current Chelsea to
yeah,
Arsenal's 2 seasons ago's form, and
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to
no, yeah,
compare.
you're trying. Like what you're saying basically is that the players are inexperienced to actually go on
Yes,
and win the league. Yes, yeah. But what
yeah,
I'm trying to say is, I what you're saying does make sense. But like at the same time, you remember when Chelsea won the Champions League, right?
yes.
Mm. Which one?
Like that was also the most recent one. That was also a
Okay.
very very inexperienced side as well. Like you wouldn't expect them to have done that, but like I don't know. Let me just say I believe Chelsea is built different to Arsenal.
I mean, the
Let me
two
just put it
Champions
that way.
Leagues that
Cup
they
is
won, we did
different,
not
though.
expect
You
them
know,
to win
cup
it.
is
That's why I
different.
said which
Exactly.
one.
Cup is different. Cup is different. You
Yeah,
have a luck of a draw luck. So when you get a lucky side of the draw, there's high potential that you end up in the final. So that's just
but
the
they
thing.
played Madrid, they played City in the final, they played tough teams all through.
Mm.
Yeah.
So Chelsea always have a way of persevering or luck. You could call it luck as well. I will agree if you call it that. So yeah, so I feel like not necessarily similar
They
to
are
Arsenal
good.
two
They
seasons
are going to
ago.
finish in third position. They are good. They will finish in third position. I'll show you that
Who's
one.
finishing second?
I don't know. It's in between Liverpool and Arsenal.
Where is Arsenal currently?
First now.
Arsenal were third position at the moment
All right. All
Oh,
right.
okay, Arsenal, your third. Mm.
by 2 points away to Chelsea. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So let's just move to the United Bournemouth game. Very, very weird one because I was just getting bits and bobs of the game. Like I was out and I was just watching. I tried to stream the match as much as I could, try to find network and things like that. And I was just going around and then I just got notification 1-0. I was like,
Bruh.
Azal. And I came back and not surprising, set piece. I said it in previous episodes. I said we since Amarima has come in, like we've considered like the least amount of open play goals,
Yeah.
and
We have.
which is a very good progress, but it doesn't make the set pieces any better. It's something
Yeah,
that
it
we need
doesn't
to
make them
improve
easier
on
to swallow.
like as soon as possible to be able to lock it in. That okay, if at all people they can't score, they shouldn't have that option of set pieces. And then if at all we can't lose the game, we should be looking for a draw. So and then the penalty, I don't even know. I think today was and it's sad because this United team, it has shown that once Ahmad and Bruno are on their off days, the team is
There's
gone.
not really anybody else that could do
There
anything.
isn't any savior in that team. There isn't anybody that can add that spark.
Yes.
Today again, you can say Mazarawi too was his off day. So I say the
Yeah, a
three
few poor passes.
most technical players in our team had a bad day. How do you want to win?
Exactly. In
It
a
was
team that is just like building up confidence and then
yeah.
like also getting an identity. Nah, there was no way.
Nah, no way. No way. After the
Yeah.
second goal, I was like, nah. There's good
Nah,
because I
I
wasn't, I wasn't getting that energy from the team. Like, in the City game, I was like, nah, fuck it. Like, we're still in this. So you get, there was still another game that we were 2 goals down.
I think
What was the
Spurs.
Europa League match?
Oh, Porto. Oh no, no,
FC
no, no.
Porto.
Sorry.
No,
Um,
who did we play
is it
last?
Victoria Pilsen?
Yeah, those guys. Those guys, like, although, yeah, like, we won't expect them to do so much, like, I think the Norwegian team, but I still felt that energy in the team, like, it's possible, like, we can come back and win this game. But in this
Yeah,
Bournemouth match, like, things were not just working. Although we got the chances because, again, we had 2.2 XG. And
yeah,
then Tottenham, they scored us 4 goals from 0.8
yeah.
something.
We're creating very good chances. That's
We are
what I've noticed.
creating chances, but we are not taking them. Bruno should
Yeah.
have buried it. Ahmad should have buried it. Bruno should have buried it twice.
Yes.
Thrice. I just remember the third one 3 times. Ahmad should have taken the first chance as well. So the thing is, I am confident that this guy, once he gets his players in the right
Yeah.
positions, like the left wing back and all that, he is going to do magnificently well. He is going to do really well. You
Yeah.
can see
And
the gameplay there. It's not, we just need somebody to convert. And it's on
yeah,
that left side. It's on that
yeah,
left side. Like once Bruno isn't performing well, as much as he can do a lot of magic, there isn't somebody that you can say come in and create something, bring in some sort of like energy. If Anthony was a creator, I can say maybe probably try him in that role, but he is not.
yeah,
He is a
yeah,
direct player, and even with that directness, he is not even good at it.
yeah. He's not.
so
You can't rely on him for
so
goals
you
or
can't
assists.
rely on him to even be versatile at all.
Yeah. And like something I could touch on is
Calm down now. Why
see.
you laugh?
Oh, so okay. Sorry. I wanted to say you to Basit, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think United now, like currently, is closer to is like we're just at that like Arteta's first second season. Like I feel like they're more comparable than comparing Chelsea with Arsenal because I feel
Mhm.
like now you can already see the style of play. You can see what the manager is trying to do, but he just doesn't have the facilities to achieve the perfect units. Let me call it that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel I can see good things. I enjoy watching us play now, and yeah, I believe he's the man for the job. Get him the right players, and we're good to go. We'll probably challenge better than Arsenal when we're ready.
So let's have it. Let's have it, Basis. Let's have it.
Okay, first of all, the thing about United is that we have we have how I call it, the hate that fans have for Manchester United is the same as much as Arsenal, right? But the honest truth is, it's sad to see the levels how far it has dropped at United. And the reason why I said so, first of all, the board decisions at the moment are poor. The first example is you signed as is it your football director Ashworth
Yeah, Ashford.
International.
from
Dan Ashford.
Newcastle, right? And you expected the assumption was like he's the one that's going to lead all decisions and all. You decide to sign a new manager and to sack the old manager, and you brought a new manager and you removed him. And it's quite a weird decision. It's a very weird decision. And even the decision to allow Tehran to start the season is a and I think that's what is killing
No,
United.
not start the season, to renew the contract.
To start the season.
No, not to start the season.
I know the reason why I said to start the season is a very bad decision. The reason why I
You
said
should
so
have
is
preferred they sacked him after the
the
FA
reason
Cup
why
final.
no, the reason why I said so is because over the board, over the summer, everybody knew United stated they are looking for a new manager.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, the season is about to start to give a new contract. You're giving a new contract to the manager, knowing that you are not sure about him. That's a bad decision.
We might have hired
That,
Southgate.
I'm not saying Southgate is a good decision, but
Yeah,
Southgate
but that's
definitely
the thing,
knows.
is that like these are the things that you have to consider.
But
Because
no, the thing is that I would have
from the
preferred
reports,
Southgate to coach United
from the reports
than
is that Dan
Tehran.
Ashworth was, because of his relationship with Southgate, that is who he was going to bring forward as the
But the
forerunner
honest truth
for the
is,
job.
Southgate is a better decision, is a better coach for United
He is not.
than Ten Hag. The reason why I said so, just hold on. I need to. I've noted four things.
Let me let you land.
Yeah, I wrote four things down to confirm to like discuss about United. And the reason, one of the things that thing that I told you, like Southgate has a structure. Everybody knows Southgate structure. The player might not, the player might not be to your taste that you guys will sign, but the honest truth is, he's a good coach. He will give you an identity. He will give you guys an identity, right? So I don't think Southgate was a bad idea.
But he hasn't won anything.
Okay, and another thing is,
a cup is different. Being in a cup
okay,
is
another
different.
thing is, Basit, listen, yeah. Another thing is, firstly, coaching a national team is a completely different ball game than coaching a club team. And then a club team as massive as Man United. Coaching Man United is the most difficult job in the world.
And you can't disagree with that.
Yes. So it's completely different. And then another thing is, you're saying he would have been better than Ten Hag. Well, I don't think you should be comparing him to Ten Hag. I think you should be comparing him to who we actually got, the other option, which is Amorim currently, which was a better decision.
Noted. Note that.
A better option than Ten Hag.
Huh?
He was never.
Sorry? He was. We met with him in June. We met with him in June. I read the athletics reports. Okay. Yes, they met with him in June. Okay, it wasn't just Tuchel, and it was that he was supposed to be the one to actually start, but he had commitments with Sporting.
Yeah.
So it was because of how after the sacking of Dan Ashworth and how serious like Beralda and what's the other guy's name, how serious they looked, and they told him that it is now or never.
Okay.
As in, if you don't come now, you won't get the job ever. That's why he left Sporting. Because what he said was that let him finish the season with Sporting. And they told him now or never. And when United calls,
you have
why are you to say no?
Yeah, I get. No. So, like, regarding that, I just need to ask one more question. To that is that, do you think Arsenal, or do you think United had a better season than Arsenal last season?
Last season?
Yes.
A better season than Arsenal?
Yes.
Ikram, go first.
I just need a yes or no answer, then I'll go to my next point.
Grand scheme of things, you didn't have a better season.
What about you, Nabil?
And I want to support that.
Okay.
I want to support that with the only way, like in terms of like domino effect, that you would have had a better season than us is if you go ahead to win the Champions League. That's the only way. That's the factor. Because the thing that made you have a better season was that you qualified for Champions League. Okay? But if you don't win the Champions League at the end of the day, it means there was no point to it. Okay? And in the previous episodes, in the previous episodes, I've said if you add 20 years to now, nobody is going to remember that you played good football. Nobody is going to remember Blackburn played good football against United in 1996 or 1997 or something. Nobody's going to remember them for that. Nobody's going to remember, did Blackburn have a better season than Norwich in 1996? No one is going to ask that question. So is that in the long run, at the end of the day, the grand scheme of things as to why we actually play football, which is for trophies, I would say yes. If you're not saying in terms of entertainment, in terms of who played better, in terms of who performed better, 100% I would say it is Arsenal that performed better in terms of the footballing ability and how they play the football game. But if it's for the purpose of why do we play football, which is to win trophies at the end of the day, United had a better season.
The honest truth is, Nabil, what's your own answer?
Like, my answer is the same as Ikram's, because the thing is, United. Sorry, let me just put this out. Sorry. Okay. So United coming second while playing horrendous football will not benefit me in any way. But if you put it in a situation where United dominated, was one of the best teams in the world and took second, maybe I would have taken it. But at the end of the day, I have to consider the fact that Arsenal is a team struggling for confidence in terms of like always coming short when it comes to winning trophies. You get
Yeah.
so like United winning a trophy when a team like Arsenal that is good, dominating, and all of that are always like I don't know the word to use. Are always disappointing when it comes to the what's it called? When it comes to the D-Day, let's put it that way. Now I think
Okay.
United had the better season.
Okay, I understand that answer, but the honest truth is, I just feel, I just feel that United last season were lucky to be in that position because Coventry should have won the league. Yeah, should have won that. Should have been in the
Mm-hmm.
final. That's one.
Why
But the
why should they
honest,
have won
But
it?
you're ignoring the fact
No, no,
that
no,
we're
no. Hold
winning
on,
no,
3
hold
0.
on.
let me.
Why should they have won that game?
That was not an offside decision.
Hmm?
The final goal, this last goal, that was not an offside decision, but they
Oh,
gave it as an offside.
but didn't they use VAR for it?
They used VAR, but it wasn't drawn correctly. The lines were not drawn
It
correctly.
wasn't.
It
It's the
wasn't.
You
first
can't
time I'm
say
hearing
that.
about this.
Me
It
too.
It's
wasn't
the
drawn
first
correctly.
time that I'm hearing about this, that
You
it
need to
wasn't
go
drawn correctly.
and you need to watch a couple of analysts when they talk about that game. You will know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying.
no,
But
that's what I'm
that
saying.
might
I'm not denying that. I'm not saying because I know when VAR first started, the first goal that I'll think about is that Matters goal. The one that the VAR literally did like a U on him.
yeah,
So I know I'm not saying it's not impossible, but obviously the VAR will improve with time.
yeah.
But I'm saying it's the
Well,
first time that I'm hearing about it.
yeah. But
Me
the
too.
honest truth is, I just feel you guys, that trophy was like, God, let me call. Dan was like, I want to cover my ass
Mm-hmm.
about like what you did this season
Mm-hmm.
past. So I think that's the issue they had. I don't
Did you
think
watch the
United had a
final?
good season. It was just like Arteta's first season where he won FA Cup, knowing that he finished eighth
No,
position.
I want you to understand that we played the best team in the world with their
Arsenal,
complete
okay,
squad.
the FA
That
Cup
was not
before. Listen,
that team and this team. Which one is better? That this
huh?
team just won a treble.
Yeah, I'm
The
not
team we
arguing
Four
faced
that.
just
Premier
won
Leagues
a
back to
treble.
But
back to
what I'm
back to
saying,
back.
FA Cup, right? FA Cup, Arsenal's FA Cup too, in Arteta's first season, full season,
Mm-hmm.
was we beat Chelsea in
Mm-hmm.
the semi-finals. No, we beat
Mm-hmm.
City in the semi-finals, beat United in the first, beat Chelsea in the final. So the kind of opposition you face might be different. I agree. But point I'm making is that the both scenario was the same in the sense that Arteta won that trophy to save his job.
Mm-hmm.
Ten won the trophy to save his job till this season,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the point is, Ten is the most disgraceful coach that I've ever seen in the Premier League, and the most horrible when it comes to talking with press, basically.
Okay, I can
It's
agree with
very
that,
terrible.
and which is something we've addressed before. I can agree with that.
Yeah, it's very terrible. Then when it comes to that, we need to touch about the players. At the moment, I can count just 2 or 3 players, maximum 5, that will be in this project that you guys have.
Okay, do you want to
And
name them?
That's Lenny Yoro,
Mm-hmm.
Amad Diallo,
Mm-hmm.
Ugarte.
Mm-hmm.
I'm struggling to have him.
Mazraoui.
Mazarawi and
Mm-hmm.
Maguire.
Okay.
And the reason why I stated that is because
No Bruno.
I, huh?
No Bruno.
Now, the reason why I was saying no Bruno is that he has started scoring and the confidence is there. But you look back to it, that why has Bruno not been performing? Bruno is a top class player when he's on the ball, but he's one of the most horrible players when he's off the ball. And that's what is killing you. Now, even, let me tell you, almost all the games you've lost, you can count on Bruno.
You
It's the
know you
reason
know
why.
you know you know what I'll do. I'll take your word for it, and I'll do my own statistical analysis and
Yes, you need to
actually
analyze
find
that.
the off the ball stats for
Yes,
Bruno.
the
Because
off the
from what
ball.
I watch, I know he
Yeah.
tracks back a lot and he wins the ball back for us a lot. But there could be times where he will lose the ball and then maybe we'll concede. But at the same time, remember we are not conceding open play goals.
You guys you consider two open play goals against
Out of how many?
Nottingham Forest.
Against
Two open goals. Open against Nottingham Forest. I lost 3-2 or 3-1.
oh, the one that we lost 3 yeah, but it was just
Yeah.
that. And then
Yeah.
like know that we are still topping that like since Amorim started.
Yeah.
And so but
The point I'm trying.
I won't argue against it because I don't know what the stats are, but I will do my own due
The
diligence.
stats at the moment.
Assignment
The
and all.
reason why I mentioned those players, those are the players that fit the system. I watched Sporting. At least Arsenal played Sporting in the
Yeah.
Europa League when Amorim was in Sporting, and we've played them this season. Their style is so impressive. You must be able to press, and he has said it in his press conference. I've watched a couple of his press conference. You must be able to press
Okay.
and also run
Okay.
with the kind of style he plays.
Okay.
Against Arsenal, they did it for 45 minutes. And they couldn't deliver it anymore. So at the moment, they have struck. Okay, I think I'll count Mount.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say.
Bar
Mount. Except
Martinez will never play in that position except he moves him to the fullback, the left wing back. Left wing back. If he's going to play that position, then maybe he will have a place in it. But a lot of the way he plays in his center backs, they are three and they are tall. They should be tall. That's kind of style he plays. And also the fullbacks must be able to run and back, run front, run back. I think Luke Shaw will do well, but he has fitness issues.
Yeah.
So a lot of your squad is just similar to what Arteta met at Arsenal. He needs to probably sell 70% of the squad.
So you said something. You said something about pressing and running. Except Mount, there isn't anybody in that team that does that more than Bruno.
Bruno does not press.
There isn't any.
Bruno
This one I can confidently say. I don't need to check. There isn't anybody that presses and runs more than Bruno, and that has been consistent for the past 4 seasons.
That does not run.
That doesn't press and run. Press and run.
The two, you need to look at the stats to the standards. Generally, is the standard to be?
I will argue it with the Premier League, with the entire Premier League.
To the standard is not in the top.
I will argue with the entire Premier League. No one covers more kilometers as much as Bruno does consistently and playing every single game in every single competition.
He covers more than Odegaard. He covers more than Odegaard.
I don't know where you are getting this. This one, he's not jogging. No, he's not jogging around the pitch.
I'm not saying
he has 4 lungs.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
And he sprints.
I'm not saying he doesn't sprint. The point I'm saying, one of us is probably getting the stats wrong. But what I'm just trying to say is that it's very glaring to the style. Bruno is very good on counter press. He's very good on counter press. But when it comes to pressing in the right areas, when it's not like immediately after they lose the ball, after the team has couple of the opposition team has
so once they beat him from his press.
Yes, once they beat him from the press and also probably have possession for 5 minutes, what is he doing? How is he pressing? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. But we're adding so many things into it that we'll have to consider. I don't even know how we are going to track that stat. No, I don't even know how we'll track that specific stat.
I had a Manchester United fan on my podcast for after the preseason, and I noticed one thing, and I told him about it, that United is a very good team when it comes to pressing. Don't underrate it. But their issue is that once you lose the possession of the ball, when you beat the first line of your press, it is easy to get at your defense, and that's what they call it. That's all down to both the left winger, the center attacking midfielder, and the other winger. So the point I'm making is, I'm not saying it doesn't run, but a lot of goals that you guys concede is lack of pressing. And I'll screenshot one for you and send it to your Instagram. that the goal you considered that led to Mazzari's mistake was down to bad counter press, and I'll show you an evidence of that tonight. I'll send it. Yeah.
Okay, so the first
Boxing
game
Day.
is City Everton.
On to City home.
Yeah, City at home. I always say the home team first.
Okay. I'll go for a 3-0 City. It's their home, they'll deliver. Just as they delivered against Nottingham Forest, so they will.
Okay, I'm giving it a 2-0 to City. Bournemouth, Crystal Palace. Yeah, I think Bournemouth will win 3-1.
Bournemouth 2-0.
Okay. Chelsea, Fulham. Okay. I'm giving it a 1-1 draw.
I was also thinking of a draw because Fulham is a good team. Yes. But
they concede.
Just
Fulham
for what
will
I
concede.
need for my own ambition.
No. Don't say what you need. Say what you think the game will be.
Okay. What I think it will be. Chelsea will still be in the Christmas mood, so I think they will lose 2-1.
Okay.
I think they will lose 2-1.
All right. We have Newcastle, Aston Villa. That's
Goals.
a tough match.
Goals. 2-2 draw.
I would say Newcastle to win 2-1. Okay. Next match too. Okay, this is a tricky one, but Nottingham Forest, Spurs.
Nottingham Forest 3-1.
Nottingham Forest 2-1. Next match is Southampton, West Ham. I would say West Ham to win 3-0.
I predict Southampton to win 2-1.
Okay. So Wolves, United. I don't think we'll lose 3 in a row. So I think this is probably going to be a statement match. So I'd say United to win 2-0. I'm not too sure Wolves have a lot of set piece goals, so I'm not too sure they are good at that. And I'm confident that Dele will be back. You could obviously see by today's game that how important he actually is when he is not loud. Yes, because he is not there, so it doesn't mean he isn't important. So you can obviously see how important he is in that team. So I believe, you should have we should win that game 2-0. Okay, Liverpool win the match 3-1. Is Brighton, Brentford. Yeah, but I'll say Brighton to win 2-1. And then the last match, Arsenal, Ipswich. I'll give it a draw, a 0-0 draw. That'll be everything. And there, for those watching and listening, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please do subscribe, like, share, leave your comments on what you thought about what we discussed in today's episode, and then we'll see you next time.